Hello everyone, welcome to weekly RC discussion by Team PrepZone. So guys, we are meeting again this week, and for the previously discussed RC, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll find all the RC sets over there. Apart from that, you'll also find tips and tricks, strategies on how to ace CAT, discussions with previous call getters, previous uh, CAT toppers, and people who've converted the Holy Trinity and other colleges. So do check out our YouTube channel, and welcome again. So this is our result sheet. As you can see, we have 12% students who scored more than 99.5 percentile, and that's our Hall of Fame for CAT 2020. Anybody who wants to join, let me tell you, you get personalized attention from the PrepZone mentors. So we have our CAT 2021 full course starting soon, and a new batch starting soon. And you can call on this number 811-2269-770 and inquire about it. So, all right, starting with the RC. So this is supposed to be a medium difficulty RC, but I think it's on the easier side. We've done 3-4 RCs now, which were on the easy side. So moving on, we will now start mixing it up and take some difficult, medium to difficult RCs. So do go through it. It should be slightly on the easier side. So this should boost your confidence, and we'll definitely be discussing the answers. Take some time to read through it, and I will suggest that do not speak or try to read it with your eyes and not with your mouth. You can utilize a pen to go through it, like scroll through it, but try reading with your eyes, because when you speak or mimic speaking while reading, it slows you down. So that was one strategy that I used to apply. And if you want, you can take a screenshot of this, and so that you can refer to it later on. All right, guys, just take a couple of minutes more, and then we move on to the questions. All right, then moving on to the questions. So the first question says, in the context of the passage, the phrase age-old debate refers to what? So the correct answer is A. In context of the passage, the age-old debate refers to the question of whether the creator created the universe. So let's go to the passage and understand this. Where is the age old debate? That it does say line 31, so we can count it as well. This is 5, 5, 10, 15, roughly 20, 25, 30, 31. Somewhere over here. Yeah, it puts them squarely in the middle of an age-old debate. Now, who is them and what is it? So, them, I believe, is the people or the astronomers who resist becoming involved in the theological discussion, and they find themselves in this age-old debate. So, what is the theological discussion? It says that although there is no logical reason for the assumption, many people believe that if something comes into existence, it must do so in response to the actions of some rational being. So, this rational being is supposed to be God or also the creator, and because it's been discussed in the previous para, and the astronomers who try to resist this, but they often become involved in this when the discussion is about linear time. So hence the answer is the question of whether the creator created the universe or not. Because if something had a beginning, so there must be someone who created that. So that's what the correct option is. Now let us see why option B, C, D, E are not correct. So age-old debate is about controversy over linear versus cyclical time. So this passage doesn't talk about any controversy. Hence, this is not the correct option. Though it might seem tempting that it might could be linear versus cyclical, but there is no such implication over here that it is linear versus cyclical. Both have been discussed, and points for both have been put forward, but there is no debate between them. C is the debate over the disappearance of dinosaurs. Okay, this para is definitely not about the disappearance of dinosaurs, though it's been mentioned, but it's the age-old debate is not about that. The disagreement over the movement of galaxies. The movement of galaxies is discussed post this passage and pre to it, but in this paragraph, uh, it is not being referred to. And option E is very confusing because it could have been, because it talks whether God exists or not. So this debate has never talked about God being present or not. It's being about God creating the universe, because it says the minute you switch to linear time, you immediately confront the vexing question not only of creation but also of the creator. So it links the creation and the creator being God and creation being the universe. So hence E is not the correct option and A is the correct one. All right, moving on to the second question. Okay, so the correct answer here would be, according to the passage, which of the following statements is not true? So which is false? So let us see option A, B. We'll go through each of the options and then see which is the false one. So option A says many people believe that a rational impetus created the universe. So we discussed this in the previous question, where we discussed the creator and his creation, and many people believe in the linearity of timeline. Hence option A is actually true. Then option B, the solar system was created immediately after the Big Bang. So if we go back to the passage, it talks about, though there is some controversy about its exact age. Now this is the exact ages about the universe. So most cosmologists would be inclined to agree that the universe has existed for about 10 to 20 billion years. For this scale, this can be compared to the 4.5 billion year age of the solar system. Okay, so here it says that 10 to 20 billion years is the age of the universe, and the solar system is 4.5 billion year age. So roughly 6 to 16 billion years after the creation of the universe, the solar system came into existence. So option B is not correct. It's false, because the solar system was not created immediately after the Big Bang. So the keyword here is immediately. Hence, we will mark option B and move on. But for our knowledge, we will also go through option C, D, and E. But in the paper, you need not go through them. and you can save some time. So option C says the universe is larger today than it was in the past. So clearly the author has discussed how universe is expanding. So it's been here discussed in the last para and in the first one as well. So where it says that the universe is getting smaller and smaller if we run the film backward, which means it's actually expanding. So hence option C is not correct. Different societies measure time differently. It is true. Sorry, the universe is larger today than it was past. Hence this option, this is true. Hence this is not the correct option. And option D is different societies measure time differently. So in this passage, it has been discussed that few societies believe in the linearity of time and a few believe in the cyclical nature. So hence option D is also true, hence not our correct option. And we just discussed that most cosmologists believe the universe to be 10 to 20 billion years old. And this is stated exactly in those words that the universe has existed. Most cosmologists would be inclined to believe that the universe has existed for about 10 to 20 billion years. Hence, E is also true and thus not our option. So option B is the correct choice. Moving on to question number 3. So why does the author compare the universe to a motion picture? Okay, so again, let us go through the option and then see which of the options is correct. So where has the author compared the universe to a motion picture? It's in the first passage, first para, that by regarding the universe expanding as a motion picture, you can easily imagine running the film backward. So if you do so, you find the universe getting smaller and smaller, and eventually you come to the moment when its whole mass is crammed into an infinitely dense point. Before that time, it didn't exist, or at least it didn't exist in its present form. So it talks about how our universe is expanding and how there was a point when before, so it's expanding. But if we reverse this process, it's coming together, and it was in a infinitely dense point. And before that, we do not know time it existed or not, or in which form it existed. So this is the point that the author is trying to bring out. So he tries to illustrate that the universe has operated according to linear time. Now, this seems to be the correct option because he's talking about how before the universe started expanding, there was no time. So before that, so time had a beginning, it has a middle, and it has an end. And this point has been discussed in the fourth paragraph that linear time has a beginning, a duration, and an end. So hence, this option seems to be correct. We will mark this. We will go through the other options and see why they are not correct. Or if we find a better option, we will mark that. So option B says demonstrate that the universe is actually older than most astronomers believe. Now, comparing that to a universe to a motion picture and bringing out this comparison is actually not connected, because he does talk about how universe might be older or it might not be, but comparing it to a motion picture has no link with that. So option B is not correct. Option C says show that galaxies were formed about 5 billion years ago. Again, comparing it to, so see, understand what the question is saying. Question says, why does the author compare the universe to a motion picture? So even though point B and point C have been discussed in the passage, the author, question says, why is the comparison of the universe to a motion picture? So hence, C option is also not correct, because that has nothing, the age of the galaxy have nothing to do with the universe being like a motion picture. Option D says proves that the universe was created by a rational being. Now this does seem correct, because the author has said that the minute you switch to linear time, you immediately confront the vexing question not only of creation but also of the creator. But again, it's a debate, like it has been said over here, that is there a god? God, does God exist or not? And if he does, did he create us? Did he create the entire universe? So you can say this could have been a correct option, but again, comparing this to universal motion picture, the author is not trying to make this point. The author is majorly trying to illustrate that the universe was compact, and before that we do not know what it was. So option A still seems to be the more correct option. So we'll stick to option A. And in option E, it says to show the analogy between God and a director. Okay, so the director directs the motion picture. So you could say that God is directing the universe and all our lives and everything. But that's a theological debate again, but out of the scope of this passage. So option E is not correct. We'll again read option D. Because I'm still confused between option A and option D, let me just go through option D again. So why does the author compare the universe to a motion picture? Is it to prove that the universe was created by a rational being? So he does not prove this. Now we go by keywords. Prove that the universe was created by a rational being. So clearly he's not trying to prove that there was a God and he created everything and the universe. So hence I will move away from option D and I'll mark option A, because this fits the narrative that he wanted to illustrate that the universe has operated according to linear time, which we believe uh, fits in the later sentence also, that linear time has a beginning, a duration, and an end, and that beginning is talked about when the universe was actually an infinite dense form, and before that time did not exist. So hence option A is the correct option. So guys, understand that these are some pitfalls that the question setter tries to set for you, and it's easy to fall into these. The question setter could have also set this question in a different manner, where he would say that what can you infer from this passage, and then given you these options. So then in that case, the inference would have been, again option A would have been correct, that the author is trying to bring out that the universe has operated according to linear time, because that has what we have inferred, that has not been explicitly stated in the passage. That is what we could deduce. So I hope you're getting the types of questions also that can be formed basis the questions that you have attempted over here. So these are the kind of pitfalls you should try and avoid. And if you're not sure which option to mark, if you're very confused between option A and option B, it's better to leave it, because the chances of you being correct are 50-50, and you shouldn't take that chance unless you think that one option is more correct than the other one, and your logical thinking allows you to peg the probability at greater than 50%. Only in that case you should go with one of the options like I did for option A. Otherwise it's better to leave such questions. We will keep this strategy for now until and unless you get good at inferring, attempting the infer questions, or where the message is not direct but it's hidden in the meaning. So once you get good at it, you'll start realizing that, oh, why one option will be more correct and why the other one won't be. So for now, I would suggest you should practice more, and we shall be continuing with our weekly RC sessions, and that should definitely help you. You do not have to do like 5-6 RCs in a day. You can do like 5-6 RCs in a week. That will be much better than cramming them into one day. And keep on reading. Many people ask me that how should they improve their reading. So I just tell them, pick up anything, pick up a newspaper, pick up any book. So you should start reading for the habit of reading, not because you have to attempt CAT, so that you start enjoying what you're reading. And for that, just pick up any topic of your interest and start reading on it. That way you develop a habit of reading. And for newspapers, I always tell people that you should start with any section. You can pick up the headlines, and in headlines usually people are provided with a summary box. The papers provide a summary box. So the strategy should be that you read the entire article, and then you should be able to pick the relevant points so that your summary matches with the summary box. The other way around is you read the summary box and then try to find those points in the passage. So that ways you're covering almost 70 to 80% of the types of RCs and the questions that come. Then come the inference based or your opinion based or the judgment based questions in RCs, of course. So that comes with practice when you do more such questions, which we will be taking up in the next coming weeks. So guys, thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Do subscribe to our channel, and you can see our results. They have been phenomenal year on year. Anybody who wishes to join can just contact us on this given number or just visit our website, and we'll give you all the details. So thank you for joining, and bye. Good night.